In this video, you will learn how to calculate the force of gravity. We know gravity is a force that pushes down on objects. If you want to calculate the strength of the gravitational force, then you will use the equation, the force of gravity is equal to mg, where m is the mass of the object in kilograms, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 9.8 meters per second squared. Let's do this example to test your understanding. Here we have a 10 kilogram rocket, which is launched into the air and accelerates at 2 meters per second squared. And we want to know how strong is the rocket's thrust force. The first thing I always do is write an F-net equation, and it is the sum of all the forces acting on the rocket. So our F-net equation would be F-net is equal to the thrust force minus the force of gravity. The negative sign comes from the fact that the gravitational force is pointed down. The thrust force is positive because it's pointed up. We have to include the right signs because forces are vectors, and vectors have both magnitude and direction. Now that we have our F-net equation, we need to replace F-net with mass times acceleration and replace the force of gravity with mg. Now we can rearrange and isolate for the thrust force. Then all we have to do is plug in our values and solve. And we find that the thrust force is equal to 118 newtons. And now to summarize, what you learned is that the force of gravity can be calculated using this equation, which states that the force of gravity is equal to the mass of the object times the acceleration due to gravity.